Match found.
Hello team. Nice pick.
Oh.
Vous êtes vraiment des enculés, ça.
Ferme ta gueule. Yamete kudasai.
Vous savez pourquoi il n'y a plus au main?
Nasty.
Mais
Vas-y, ciao ciao.
Match found.
Don't argue, guys, please. We won't win like that.
In this moment, is there a sense of knowingness or awareness in which everything is happening? This presence or existence is aware. This awareness is present. So the presence awareness is really just one thing, as the hyphenated word implies. This what is being pointed out, and which you can sense and know immediately without effort is it. There is no enlightenment, awakening, or liberation to get, nothing to become, nothing to understand, nothing to do, nothing that needs to fall away, nothing tricky, nothing difficult, nothing to maintain. This is utterly beyond the ability of the mind to understand. Yet, it is completely obvious in direct seeing. The mind is only thoughts and ideas. Thoughts and ideas arise in the light of this presence awareness. This is utterly baffling to the mind. And yet if I ask you, are you present and aware? It is the most obvious thing in the universe. There can be no universe, no perception, no thought, no past, present, or future, unless this is here illuminating it all. It is this which is enlightening, that is, lighting up everything, and which always has been. From what I can gather, Nisargadatta Maharaj's teacher just told him that he was this and this alone. Nisargadatta had no reason to doubt his teacher, so he inquired and discovered that what his teacher had told him was true. This presence awareness that is with you right now, effortlessly present, naturally present, is all the enlightenment there is. Even though I speak of this as presence awareness, it is really just talking about you. This presence awareness is another name for you. This never leaves, it is never obscured. It is silent, clear, radiant, and luminous. Being the source of all, it is the heart of all love, peace, and happiness. All else just dances in the light of this that you are. All is one because nothing exists apart from the light that you are. Even you don't exist apart from this. You are home because you never move away from your true nature even for an instant. However many words are used, it all gets back to this. Chapter 41. There is nothing more to know beyond this. In my first conversation with Bob Adamson, the very first thing he asked me was, as I recall it, well, do you know what it is? Do you know what Nisargadatta Maharaj understood and what he was pointing to? Is it absolutely clear yet? I remained silent. All my former concepts and acquired knowledge were utterly useless. After a pause, he asked me, do you exist right now? Are you aware right now? I said, yes. He said, that's it. That is what is being pointed out. It is your own being and awareness. You know it already. It is just recognizing this. There is nothing more to know beyond this. In the course of talking with Bob, it became clear to me that all the things that we normally do in the name of spiritual seeking take us farther and farther away from the heart of the matter, the essential understanding. The direct understanding of who we are requires no time, no effort, no practice, and no maintenance. In fact, all of those things are based on wrong ideas. As a result, they only obscure the direct seeing of what is clearly present. There are no levels of understanding. There is nothing to maintain or cultivate. There are no levels of awakening. There is nothing to bring into daily life. There is nothing which needs to deepen. All of these things imply time, which is simply a mental concept. They also imply a separate individual to traverse through the various stages and experiences. None of these things exist in the presence awareness. Existence can never become more existent. Awareness can never become more aware. The absence of a separate I can never become more absent. It is all about seeing clearly what is present. It is not to say that all those states and experiences do not appear to occur for one who takes himself to be a seeker, but they only carry on as long as the essential understanding is not clear. Some people call insights that occur along the way awakenings. In that case, another word is coined for the final understanding. Some call that liberation or enlightenment. The spiritual verbiage often obscures the heart of the matter, which is the clear seeing of what is present here and now. In the recognition of presence awareness, as it is clear that all talk of awakening versus liberation, levels of understanding, embodying the understanding, going deeper, not to mention all forms of practicing, striving and seeking, only arise from a lack of clarity and are not ultimately real. They only arise at the level of conceptual thought when the essence is not understood. Teachers who uncompromisingly point to the essential understanding and refuse to support any conceptual positions, even spiritual ones, are comparatively rare. They are like bright mirrors that reflect your own true nature without the least distortion. In some sense, you experience this by the amount of clarity you feel and how clearly the understanding unfolds for you. With this kind of uncompromising pointing, your understanding is swift, powerful, and lasting. You see profound changes in how you view and experience life. You no longer need to wait for the next awakening, the next book, the next satsang, or the next retreat in order to get it. There remain no unanswered questions and doubts. You no longer struggle with conditioning, getting and losing it, falling back into ignorance, dealing with unresolved states, and so on. From the start, you are shown that it is your own being and awareness. You know it already. It is just recognizing this. There is nothing more to know beyond this. Chapter 42. There is no need to wait for the bus. Questioner. There is this thought that I am there, but I need to keep reminding myself all day that I am there by reading only the clearest spiritual material, stopping often to notice this, looking around and telling myself that this is it, spending lots of time watching sensations arise and disappear, so that I can see and drop the conceptual self, continue going to as many spiritual talks as I can fit in to feel the resonance, not to hear anything, of course, just to feel the resonance. So there is never a complete full stop that takes me to silence and being. There is a busy full stop that keeps me enormously involved in doing. The traps are so darn subtle. I feel very tired now, realizing how much effort I put into this. Very tired. John, you have hit the nail on the head. The subtle idea that you need to work on it, get it, relax with it, notice it throughout the day and so on keeps you spinning. Of course you are tired and worn out. But now the difference is that you see it. Till now, it was not obvious what you were doing to yourself. Still, that presence awareness is here in its totality now. You can never get it and you can never move away from it. It may seemingly take time for this to sink in, but as you start to get a sense of it, the old seeking and struggling begin to fall off without having to do anything. However, if the old thoughts and ideas come back, look at them clearly. Question them, and see if what they are saying about you is true. And how do they relate to this that you are? If you feel like you don't have it, or it is not here, or there is a problem, then question that. Look at those ideas. What is it that I don't have? What is it anyway? This is where this approach differs in style and emphasis from other approaches. I am particularly referring to those teachings that maintain that there is nothing to do, that everything, including suffering, doubt, confusion, and even the dreaded ego, are simply an expression of what is, that is, the perfection itself. In fact, they have a very specific cause which can be dealt with directly through clear seeing and investigation and uprooted at the source. This approach harkens back to the spirit of Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, that is, to directly, relentlessly question and discard the false. In my experience, the approach of saying that all suffering and separation is part of the oneness, so just let them be there, is not particularly liberating. Remember, all problems are for the imagined separate person. There seems to be a problem, but to whom is it occurring? What is this I that I am taking myself to be? Is that real? Or is that just an idea arising in the ever-present awareness that is fully here now? There is no enlightenment in the future. There is just a looking and seeing what is already present. There seems to be some camouflage in the way, then use some clear seeing and questioning to expose it for what it is. The seeing will bring you back directly to that which is, here and now. In spite of what we think, we never leave this ever. Just remember that you are already home. Before the next thought, the truth in all its radiance is here as that which is present and aware in you. This awareness is the basis of all that appears. Nothing stands apart from it. So ultimately, it is all only that oneness or non-duality. There is no need to wait for the bus, that is, the great enlightenment. You just notice the obvious. You boarded the bus long ago. You are only staring out the window daydreaming of the moment when the bus would arrive. Then the beloved, in the form of a kind stranger, taps you on the shoulder and says, "You are here." You snap out of it, take in the situation, and have a good laugh. If you need to do a little questioning on the way, that is fine too. Such questioning is the expression of the wisdom within you, that will not settle for anything less than the clear and unshakable understanding of what is real within you. Chapter 43. Always bright and clear. Questioner. It has been an interesting few days, as all of my scary monster thoughts have come to the fore, the thoughts that produce the highest levels of anxiety in me with regard to finances, health, etc. I'm sure you know what I mean. There seems to be considerable momentum to these thoughts, but I have been able to remember what you said, that not a single one of these thoughts could exist without there being awareness of them, and thus they seem to lose a bit of their potency. Also, I am able to occasionally remember that these thoughts and all thoughts really are just a repeating pattern in the mechanism, for lack of a better way to say it. I really see that this is not a process, it just takes a single moment of seeing. So what am I waiting for? Permission may be from the great authority, whoever that is, but the need for permission is just another repeating pattern of the mechanism, isn't it? Your comment that I cannot rest more in that which I always already am was quite useful to me. John, there is a level where it seems like we are fighting with thoughts. The freedom seems to be in the future if and when we overcome the mind. Freedom really lies in a totally different direction altogether. Remember the analogy of the sun and the clouds? What does the sun need to do with the clouds to be free of the clouds? Do the clouds ever obscure the sun really? So it is not so much a matter of doing anything with thoughts. It is exploring and seeing that in you which is already completely free of thoughts. It is taking the focus off of thoughts and sensing a deeper level that is already present and never affected by thoughts. This has nothing to do with thoughts. Even if your current thought patterns never change, you can still be free. It is incredibly freeing to see that this has nothing to do with quieting thought, changing thought, improving thought, and so on. Isn't that wonderful? Thoughts are troubling, no doubt, but that is only an effect of not being clear about who we are. The thoughts are fueled and sustained by a lack of clarity as to what is real about ourselves. By getting clear on the fundamentals of who we really are and exposing ignorance and confusion at its roots, the thoughts take care of themselves. However, they appear as just fine, just like the sun does not care if there is an empty sky or a thunderstorm. From the perspective of the sun, everything is always bright and clear. It is the same with you in your true nature of ever-present awareness, spirit, beingness, or whatever else you like to call it. Chapter 44. Freedom Dancing with Itself, the poem. A poem and comments shared by Michael Weintraub. Freedom dancing with itself each instant is another divine gift. On this clear spring morning, the mountains, so close you can almost touch them, and between the green fields and the blue hills there is a communion, a love song, and each blade of grass is a perfect poem, an anthem to the divine. In the white purity of beauty's cleansing fire you are the only one, and you are as numerous as the sparkling waves dancing on the back of joy's golden ocean. The whole world is this unknown joy dancing in our hands and the branches of trees. Who writes these love poems? To love. Love calls to itself. Does it need a name? Look how life creates itself, as living spontaneity untouched by death and time and separation. Freedom dancing with itself. Dear John, thank you for showing me knowing how simple it really is in that space. It is so simple. The seeking is just dropping away by itself, as it is seen that the separation never actually happened. In that awareness, Michael. Chapter 45. Is awareness a thing? Questioner. Is awareness a thing? John. Awareness is not a thing in the usual sense. You cannot see awareness as something apart from you, as an object, sensation, feeling, or thought. It is that principle that is knowing those things. Though it is not an object, yet it is known. Sometimes it is referred to as self-knowing or self-luminous. You cannot deny that awareness is present. It is obvious, but not in the way we usually think of things. That is why we tend to overlook it. It is like asking, can the eyes see themselves? You cannot literally see your eyes with your actual eyes, but still they are present and make all seeing of objects possible. It is similar with the awareness. It is present and making all knowing possible. Question. Awareness is aware of awareness. John. It is not a separate object apart from itself. In other words, you cannot be aware of awareness as an object appearing in the awareness. Yet we know intuitively that we are awareness. Or, more impersonally, there is without doubt the presence of awareness. The language gets tricky. Understanding it is easy, but the language is confusing because language is based on subject-object thinking and expression. Question. So this is what we are? John, we are always the presence awareness. There must always be this for anything to be or to be known. You never stand apart from it. It is you. Not you as a person or separate being, but the essence of you and all else. Question. Even if my mind, which is the tool of awareness, can recognize it being aware without the eye, the essence is still an awareness coming through the mind or consciousness or presence. John, I am not completely clear on what you are expressing here. The mind is just a tool of the awareness. The thoughts appear in the awareness. However, whether the mind is present or not, the awareness still remains. For example, when thoughts are present, there is a knowingness of them. And when the mind is still or non-active, there is a knowingness of the absence of thoughts. Even if there is no thinking about an individual I, there is still the awareness. Awareness just silently illumines the thinking, perceiving, and all other kinds of relative knowing. Like I have said elsewhere, it is like the sun constantly shining above the clouds, no matter what is happening below. That is your true nature. There are no clouds in your real being. It is always fair and clear. No chance of rain. Chapter 46. Is presence awareness ever obscured? Questioner. Sometimes I get a sense of this presence awareness or true nature that you are talking about, but then at other times it seems to get obscured, clouded over, or dimmed by conditioning or thoughts. Why does the presence awareness become obscured? John. It is never obscured or covered over at any time. It is always fully present and clear. It never wavers and is never disturbed by thoughts or anything else. It is simply that clear, constant sense of awareness shining out from your core at all times. Even in the most dense, confused state of mind or feelings, it is fully and clearly present and not affected in the least. It is the unchanging essence that runs right through all experiences, good, bad, or indifferent. It is the existence that supports all appearances and the awareness that infuses all knowing. It is completely present and radiantly clear in everyone at all times. Question. Then what is enlightenment or awakening? John. Enlightenment and awakening are just words or labels floating in the awareness. As I see it, if there is such a thing as awakening, it is simply noticing this presence awareness, which has seemingly been overlooked for so long. Seeing it is immediate, and there are no levels or stages involved. Question. Then what about all the paths, practices, and exercises that people are pursuing in the name of getting to awakening? John. Such activities only go on until the obvious is seen. In my experience, all paths, practices, and exercises only tend to delay the essential insight by promoting the idea that you are not there yet and there is something to get. Question. What happens when you see or understand this presence awareness? John. Nothing at all. Question. Well, there must be some difference. Otherwise, what is the use of realizing all this? John. Yes. I would say that there is an inner shift in perspective. Metaphysical doubt, uncertainty, and anxiety based on not knowing who we are is no longer a factor. This translates as a sense of lightness, clarity, and ease. The sense of being a limited, separate individual no longer dominates the mind and emotional functioning. Everything goes on pretty much as before, but it is just a spontaneous arising in the clarity of the presence awareness. Chapter 47. Waiting for the final recognition. Questioner. I notice quite often that I am aware, simply aware, and that awareness and the content of awareness is all there is. Most of the doubts are gone. I often experience the arising of joy or peace, and negative emotions arise too, but without much bite. And sometimes I get lost for just a little while in the content, but never do I forget that I am the still, spacious awareness in which all of this happens. I am very grateful to have been in the presence of a few very clear teachers for the last few months and feel that the blood and bones connection with them has made the difference in the apparent unfolding that is occurring. But I will have to leave these teachers soon, and while there seems to be a lot more clarity, the final recognition has not yet occurred. My question is this: is it necessary or helpful to maintain physical presence with a clear teacher until the final recognition occurs? I appreciate so much your website and your sharing with me about this matter. It has helped to bring it all into sharp focus for me. John, waiting for a final recognition is a subtle concept. If you take that approach, you will wait forever. It is just mind stuff, really. There is no future event at all. This is the mind perpetuating its old tendency to look for something out there. Present awareness is totally present, totally free, totally clear in this moment. You can never deny your being and awareness. It is here. It is now. Everything, including concepts of recognition, is just thoughts appearing in this. Those thoughts are totally irrelevant to the vivid, living actuality that is being pointed to. There is no such event as awakening. There is only seeing the fact that you are already awake as that undeniable presence awareness. It is only the vestige of a separate one who continues to dream of the final seeing. Question that concept thoroughly. What are you waiting for? Who is waiting? What is the truth that is being pointed out? Is it something that is not here and now in all its fullness? Continue to question and challenge these subtle beliefs. They are the only thing that appears to keep us bound. Our interest drifts into these conceptual positions and we overlook the essence. The essence is always here. It can be helpful to be around someone pointing to this. It brings you back again and again to the obvious, but that should not be the focus. Make use of the presence of clear pointers while they are available. But more importantly, come back to the seeing for yourself. No one can do it for you. There is no chance of loss or gain because this clear truth is always shining right at your center. All doubts and questions spin out from the imagined I. See for yourself if you ever have been a separate I and you are left with the understanding of your true nature, presence awareness. That never leaves you because you as a separate entity are not. That presence is all that is. If there is anything like final recognition, it would only be seeing that there is no need to wait for anything. The one who is waiting does not exist. The presence awareness is here as the essence of the seeker and all else. Chapter 48, The Energy of Mental Grasping. Questioner, here are my latest ponderings which I'm having some difficulty verbalizing. Anyway, here is my attempt. Toward the end of last week, I noticed an increase in the energy of mental grasping. Each time I speak with you, I feel incredibly clear for a few days, and then the mental preoccupation seems to return with a vengeance. This time the grasping was about the seeking itself and trying to come to some conclusion with my mind. When that got painful enough, I took a good hard look at it all and thought, wait a minute here. Am I still present and aware? Well, sure, but that is simple and obvious. Then, what are these seeking thoughts all about? It occurred to me that in this habit of the mind grasping, there has always been for me the sense that either the grasping must come to a conclusion by finally getting hold of the seeming object I'm grasping for, or that the grasping must be stopped, but the grasping doesn't really matter at all, does it? The grasping will never succeed and cannot be stopped by more grasping. In fact, I guess the grasping is unrelated in any way to the presence of awareness or the beingness that I am, and it doesn't matter if the grasping continues for the rest of my life. The beingness that I am cannot be attained or lost by any mental grasping. It's completely irrelevant. Does this make sense? I still feel pretty wobbly on all of this, but it is beginning to feel real to me in a way that it never has before. I'm still afraid I'm deluding myself. Anyway, that is it for now, I think. John, From what I have seen, it can be normal for a certain amount of back and forth sensation as the recognition deepens about this presence awareness. As you see it and feel the clarity, it undercuts the old habits of the mind to seek and grasp. It is not a problem and there is nothing wrong. We have built up a lifetime of thinking and memory that is all geared toward looking outward and grasping. Trying to stop the grasping will definitely fail. It is always better to just see clearly what is happening, the mechanism of it. Both grasping and trying to stop grasping are mental approaches. Seeing clearly always brings in the awareness aspect. This is more in tune with your true nature. Doing emphasizes the imagined doer or illusory self. What you are doing, that is, just noticing what is going on, is really about all you need to do. If you try get rid of grasping or judge it as being a problem, that thinking is only coming from the old perspective, the mind's old style of viewing things. Just continue to notice that it is all based on memories and old ideas. It is just the images based on the past, but you are vital and present and alive right now. And what you are, this livingness, is quite distinct from the thoughts. Seeing that undercuts the tendency to move into thought to find a resolution or an answer. It is not a test, so do not evaluate yourself by any of this. It makes no real difference to what you are and your intrinsic freedom if any of this old thinking is going on. If you seem to get caught up in it, just come back and notice that it is only mechanical thoughts and tendencies arising in something that is bright, fresh, and clear. It is all just old tendencies in the mind, habits that were developed during the period of ignorance, if you can say that. Fighting thoughts or judging where you are by what is appearing is an old trick that you do not have to succumb to. As your center of gravity shifts back to your sense of presence, and it becomes absolutely clear to you that you are never really affected by thoughts, then you get out of the gripping feeling of all this. A thought, no matter how intense it is only a thought. If you can see it as just a thought, that is good. Or you can use the thought as a reminder that you must be present and aware for the thought to be there, and this brings you back to the awareness. Or if you feel you can muster it, notice that the thought is really an attempt by thinking to say something usually negative about your identity. In other words, the concept of being some kind of limited person is being perpetuated by the mind. So you can have a look to see if whatever the mind is saying is true. For example, that is an interesting thought. What is it saying about me? Interesting. Is that really true? What am I anyway? Usually when these thoughts come up, they kind of hit us in the gut, and we instinctively react to whatever the thoughts are saying, without really questioning. We are dancing to the tune of the thoughts and trying to correct ourselves or get rid of the thought, or just taking them to be true and then feeling bad. The slightest amount of questioning and looking and the wind goes out of the sails of the mind. If thoughts come up, they come up. You cannot really do anything about them. You do not choose them. They just happen. So in a certain sense, it is not really your problem. If you could choose thoughts, why would you ever choose an unhappy thought? There is often a tendency to try to evaluate ourselves by the activity of the mind. Can you see that you do not need to look to what is going on in the mind and use it to say something about how things are going? I know this is the total reverse of how we usually approach things. Does the sun care if the clouds come up? Does the awareness really care if thoughts come in or not? The more deeply you see yourself as this awareness, the less of an issue the thoughts are. If you try to gauge your state by thoughts, you will be strung out forever because you never have any control over what may come up. So that cannot be the way to lasting peace. A better approach is to recognize your identity as presence awareness. When that is completely clear and certain, then you are home once and for all. That is what it really all boils down to. The clarity of mind and freedom from grasping is really just a side effect of knowing what your true nature is. It is not like you first free yourself of grasping and then you discover freedom. Instead, first you discover freedom. Then you notice that from the experience of freedom the other problems fade from the picture of their own accord. Since meeting Bob Adamson and talking to him, I have never really done much with the mind. Once the essence is clarified, the interest in the stories of the mind just evaporates. It was the complete reverse of what I had imagined. Anyway, I think you are on track with all this. Just let your deeper knowledge be your guide. If you come back to your real self as your touchstone, you can find your way through whatever comes up. Don't worry,
When you find a good
everything
thing,
just unfolds.
there's always
It is different for everyone, and there is no right or wrong about any of it. Chapter 49, enough said. I am done. Questioner, thank you for your articles and email dialogue postings. They have been very clear and concise, and it confirms what I present awareness see now. However, I see an inaccuracy with your use of the word exist in a recent email response you gave. You said when answering the question, what is this basic intrinsic awareness? That it is the root existence, supporting all appearances, and then later you said, you not only exist, but you know that you exist. I looked up the word exist. It means to out-extend sister, to stand out. John, no matter how precise you try to be with words, they all fail. Some people like to say being or existence or consciousness or whatever. No matter what you say, that is not it. They're all pointers. This is not intellectual or linguistic analysis, however noble those pursuits might be. There is nothing wrong with being precise with language, but this is not the most important thing. The word is never the thing. The word being is also not it. However, if that one resonates better with you, then use it. You can never under any circumstances deny the fact of your presence, being, existence, or whatever else you call it. Bottom line is the freedom from suffering born of knowing your real nature, your direct experience. Nothing else matters really. Question, point taken. Got it. Follow-up question. I resonate with all that I've read and heard about this non-duality or present awareness. But there is something that seems to be missing, something that I cannot quite articulate. I think now that the only thing missing is to be in the presence of someone who knows, and is this with certainty. I do not have any questions. I am this. This is it, but, John, what is being pointed to is so obviously present and clear, but we overlook it due to an apparent blind spot. I looked into all this for years and never seemed to get anywhere till I sat face to face with Bob Adamson and talked this over. Follow-up question. Okay, John, I get it. I am the present awareness in which everything occurs or arises. Present awareness equals no thing equals everything equals who I am equals this. Simple. John, looks like you are catching on. Follow-up question. Enough said. I am done. Chapter 50. Time is not a factor, just clear seeing. Questioner, I just read your first article and it resonated with me. I have been reading this stuff for a couple of years now, and within the past 2 months some sort of urgency came over me. Recently, I attended several spiritual events. I definitely had an awakening with this process. It started with my first weekend event, and it just got stronger and deepened through the other events I attended. This was followed by a major break through at a subsequent week-long retreat. I've also felt that it is some kind of grace pushing me along, and that I don't have much to do with what has been happening. I think I am in the same place you were right after you had your first awakening with Bob Adamson, and then some thoughts came up and you felt that you had lost it. Although I don't feel like I lost it so much. It is just that my thoughts of irritation, mostly at work, seem strong, even though I still feel the presence. When I first got out of that week-long retreat, I felt as though a huge part of my mind had just fallen away, like a lot of my ideas were still there at some level, but they had a charge of about 1 compared to 100 before the retreat. Now these thoughts seem strong, but so also is the presence. My question is it possible to be awakened to the presence and have the mind-body organism going through stress and irritation? This seems to be the experience here now. Or is it that I am still taking my eye seriously enough to be affected by its thoughts? John, thanks for the note. You are going to quite a few teachers. I am not sure what to add. All I know is what I was able to see with Bob. It was at a different level than what I had experienced before. Maybe this will come across in my articles, who knows? I don't resonate with the multiple awakenings style of talking about things. There is a core essential understanding. It is the direct revelation of your actual nature, not a stringing along over time or deepening. Once seen thoroughly, the spiritual search drops away. So I would say check out my articles, and if you still feel a resonance in how I am talking about this, let's continue the dialogue. Question: yes, I will continue to read them. However, it did seem to me when reading your first article that you had the core understanding and you felt you had lost it, and then had the clarification. So there was a time period, if brief, involved there. Yes. John, do not worry about time. Just get back to the basics. You are here, the presence is here. You are totally free right now. It is all about seeing what is fully present right now. There is nothing beyond seeing this truth which is fully present now. As you begin to look in this direction, everything becomes remarkably clear. Time is not a factor, just clear seeing. Don't emphasize time or the mind. Instead, come back to what is utterly clear and doubtless for you right now. That is the direction to go. All the other doubts and questions come up when the essence is not clear. Like I said, I do not support the idea of multiple awakenings or gradually getting there. Question: yes, I hear you. This resonates. It is right here, right now, isn't it? Follow-up question: once the falsity of the idea is seen, then there are no longer any problems. They melt away because there is no longer a foundation for them. This resonates perfectly and undercuts teachers who say that trauma from the past must be experienced by your true nature, by presence, in order to be removed from the system. Question would be, whose system? Especially if you realize you don't exist anymore. And it seems more true that if there is no I, then who is there to be affected by past trauma? The I who had the trauma is gone. So where is the trauma? This seems like the most direct teaching. John, this is how I see it. The gradual approach seems to go on forever. At least I have never met anyone who ever reached a definitive understanding that way. The basic core insight seems to remain unclear. Question: I hear you. Even though there doesn't seem to be anything to talk about at this point, I still look forward to Bob states I'd visit. Because I still think that my I exists at some level. John, if you think there is an I in there somewhere, then have a serious look and see if you can find it. That is the only way to get that resolved. With the issue of the I resolved once and for good, the understanding of your true nature as the present awareness becomes clear with no possibility of obscuration. It is never obscured, even now, but the idea of separation, that is, being a separate I, appears to make the obvious doubtful. Have a good look for the I and see what you can come up with. Chapter 51, Basking in the Message of Simplicity. Questioner: in the past couple of days I've been reading the articles on your site. I have read maybe a third of them. I've really been enjoying them. You express yourself clearly and simply. Lately, I've been influenced by Tony Parsons and Leo Harton. I guess you could say I've been basking in the message of simplicity. On more than one occasion it struck me as quite amusing, all this fevered searching for what is here now. I'm starting to get clued into the joke. John, eventually I ran across Bob Adamson and things became incredibly clarified for me. It sounds like you are moving in good company. One way or another we keep on the move until someone points us back to the basic simplicity in a direct and clear way. Question: I'm very happy to hear Bob Adamson was the open sesame for you, and I've found your site to be very useful right now. Your essays seem to be sticking like a burr under a saddle blanket. I really start to understand why it's referred to as an open secret. Thanks again for the website. You may get a question or two from me as things bubble along. John, if any questions or comments come up in perusing my articles, fire away. They contain a lot of words, but the basics of it are pretty simple. Follow-up question: I've gone through almost all your articles. Like I said, they are clear and simple. There is not much room for asking questions. I've been experiencing what may be glimpses. Like yesterday, driving the car, it seemed like there was no one driving, but it happened so fast. It's like I wonder, did that just happen? Well, it was a neat experience whether it happened or not. John, there is a natural sense of presence and awareness, which, it turns out, is what the most direct teachers are talking about. Some teachers like to turn it into something more complicated. Hogwash! Once you get it straight from the horse's mouth, you realize how simple it is. All the spiritual talk is a smokescreen, really. Everyone is looking for some amazing awakening or mind-boggling experience, something ultra subtle to talk about, get confirmed or whatever. Too much. You cannot build a spiritual organization or course of study on this that is ever present. When people talk about awakening and then bringing the understanding into life or whatever, it really clouds the issue. Nisargadatta used to say you should be able to see the basics in a week or so. End of story. And I found it to be true. No one really believes it, but then most of us never really met a teacher like Nisargadatta in person, so we have had a lot of preconceptions. The actual sense of being aware right now, naturally present and without effort, is the truth that is being pointed out. At some point it just hits you, I was looking for something completely different from this. But then it all starts to make sense. It is like awakening from a dream. If you are gradually awakening, working on it, embodying the understanding and so on, you are still viewing things within the context of the dream. Somehow it just goes on and on and on. But somewhere along the way this gets pointed out. You understand that it is about this sense of awareness that is here right now. It is not something to be attained or cultivated. It is a recognition of what is ever present but was overlooked. Seeing that this awareness is what you are and always have been, you see that the idea of a separate individual was never true. The awareness is the impersonal ground of the whole manifestation, even now. It is simply a fact that is pointed out. Seeing this, the individual evaporates and there is no separate person left to do anything more. There is nothing to deepen or embody or cultivate. Awareness is shining like a beacon right at the center and always has been. We didn't notice it. We didn't understand that this was it. When people talk about awakenings, they have not yet seen the immense simplicity and availability of this. As I see it, there is really no such thing as awakening, except seeing that this awareness is what you are and always have been. There is no time or progress in this, because time is just a concept appearing in the awareness. States and experiences change and deepen, but the awareness that you are is complete and full and has no levels or degrees. As Nisargadatta says, it is a solid, homogeneous block of reality. Perhaps a taste of this is coming through. It is all about getting a clear pointing to this in no uncertain terms. It hits you in the gut. Then all the pieces fall into place. You can see all this quickly. It is not really about time, but just seeing the crux of it. Somehow, the simplicity and availability of this gets overlooked when the essence is not clear. Chapter 52, Clear seeing has not yet occurred for me. Questioner, I am very clear on the fact that the clear seeing has not yet occurred for me. John, who is it that is very clear that clear seeing has not yet occurred? This is the kind of thinking that can hang you up. There is a subtle misunderstanding as to what the seeing is or is supposed to be. The very awareness knowing that thought is the clear seeing. It is actually fully present. You are aware now. You know this awareness. You are this awareness. You have always been this awareness. You will never be anything other than this awareness. One teacher once said, realization is simply becoming aware of the fact that you have never been in bondage. So do not pick up that thought, that is, that clear seeing has not yet occurred. And more importantly, don't believe it. It is those kinds of thoughts that seem to obscure this ever-present realization. When you think that thought, what in you knows that thought? And what is that thought arising? That is what is being pointed out. That is already realized. We simply were thinking about and looking for something else. Question. Talking about spiritual experiences, prior stages of awakening, and a subsequent stage of liberation where there is no longer a me, John. Amazing experiences are not it. Before we are clear on the basics, we are often enamored of so-called spiritual experiences. Experiences come and go in this that is aware. Mystical experiences, lights, energetic experiences and so on have nothing to do with this really. This whole subject of the me is interesting. People talk of the me dropping away as if that is some kind of experience to look forward to or a sign of awakening. That is just the mind taking this pointing and turning it into a path or projecting an event in the future. What is really being pointed out is that, even now, the me is a total fiction. There is nothing to drop away. It is the false supposition that what you are is a limited entity apart from the awareness presence that you truly are. That me is really not there. So there is nothing that needs to drop away. The one waiting for it to drop away is the fictional me itself. So you keep spinning in thoughts and concepts about a me, even while you are being a noble seeker trying to get rid of it. The essential message is that the me does not exist and never has. The quickest way to tackle the me is to try to find it. Seek it. Question it. Look for it and see if you can find it. Waiting for it to drop away perpetuates the idea that it is there. There never has been a separate me. Period. This is just a fact that is pointed out. It is not a path or practice. It is not something to turn into a future event for which you are waiting. In this moment, for you right now, there is a clear light of awareness in which everything is appearing. It is what you are. You are that. It is free, totally unobscured, full and complete. Christ said, I am the light of the world. You as that awareness can say the same thing. Separation from that is a total illusion. It never happened except in imagination. It is based on a me that never existed. It is just a wrong idea. If you try to find the I, you cannot find it. When you look and cannot find it, you see that you never were a separate one, and all problems and doubts have no foothold. Presence awareness has no doubts or problems. You stand utterly and completely free in this seeing. Why? Because the presence awareness is completely free. That is what you are. If there are any remaining doubts, come back to the basics and verify them in your own experience, until you are absolutely sure about what is being pointed out. You need to verify all this for yourself. No one can do this for you. If you stick with this and let it resonate, it will work without fail. Chapter 53. Why is awareness only linked to sensations in this body? Questioner, I just found your website. I stayed up late last night reading most of your articles. Thank you for the generosity. The teaching comes through with warmth and clarity. Because you are able to get right to the core of things, I was hoping you could answer this question that keeps arising. Why is my true nature awareness only linked to the sensations of this body and mind? There is awareness of this stomach gurgling, but not of the body next to this body. This body's hand can be willed to move, but not the cat's paw. There is awareness of a sore throat sensation in this body, but not in others. The thoughts of this mind are apparent, but not the thoughts in other minds. It appears that there is a purposeful duality within non-duality. This question keeps fueling some residual doubt and confusion, so I would appreciate any light that can be shed on it. John, there is often a subtle confusion between sense perception, thinking and awareness. However, it is not ultimately necessary to ferret this all out. What is arising for you is an intellectual question. It is generated in and by the mind, that is, at a conceptual level. The fact is that you exist and are aware. You cannot deny this at any time. All sensations, thoughts and feelings, and any objective experiences at all appear in this awareness that you are. The objects come and go. They cannot possibly be the essence of you. The concept of being a person, an entity in the appearance, is a fiction. This is the source of all suffering. Once this is seen through as being untrue, you experience directly an immense peace and inner certitude, which is basically the result of clear self-knowledge. The resolution of intellectual conundrums and philosophical questions does not really lead to any direct peace or deep knowing, which is the real core of all this. However, I will hazard a few observations that may or may not be helpful. Granting the existence of appearances, the sense organs are
One enemy remaining.
That was their best.
J'y vais, guys.
Alright.
I don't care if there are 5 of them or 50 of them. Let's go.
Need a drop.
Okay, thank you.
Oh shite, I lost my pet rock.
Oh my god.
Spike dropped.
They will cover. Gotta go. Drop.
Show me a target.
Go, go, go. I'm out of here.
Reloading.
Coming through.
Oh yeah, man.
Hit you.
One enemy remaining.
Bye.
Nice one.
Take Odin, Euro.
Last round in the half.
Donkey chip. Spend it all before it's gone.
Gun here.
Need a
All
drop.
Odin, guys. All Odin.
Spikes here.
Buy me operator, guys.
Spikes here.
Please.
I need a
It's
gun.
last round. Buy me
I'm out.
operator.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Spikes here.
I'm out of here.
I need a gun. Gun here.
There. I'll show them. Lintik kayo.
Right, guys.
You want to play? Let's play.
Enemy spot.
Gotta go.
Please show me a target. Making cover.
You had your fun.
Reload.
My turn.
Go, go, go. Here. Yeah.
Enemy down.
No.
Breaking them.
I'm out of here. This way. I'm out of here. It's right here. Gotta go. Like I never left.
The hunt begins.
Go, go, go.
Try again.
Here we go. Shocking.
One enemy remaining.
Too slow. It's over.
Switching sides.
Don't stop fighting. You must keep going, even if you're the only one.
Go, go, go. Gotta go.
Guys, one with the ISO.
Go, go, go.
We already
Gotta go.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
What?
Spike planted.
I didn't bring a snack. I need a drop. Did anyone bring a snack?
Go, go, go.
Time's up. Let's go.
I think B. No, I think A. A. Yep, A.
here. Take this.
Focusing.
One enemy
Taken
remaining.
out. I'm out of here.
Spike planted.
Go, go, go.
Last player standing.
Nice.
The enemy only looks composed. Their hearts tell a different story.
Gotta go.
I need a gun. Thank you.
Gotta go.
Time to jump. Enemy spotted. B. Decoy. Yeah.
Spike down B.
Take this.
Spike planted.
Stopping fire.
One enemy remaining.
You had your fun. My
Enemy spotted
turn.
B.
One enemy remaining.
That's 3.
The hunt begins. Not this time.
Nice one.
I'm ready. I need a drop. I need a drop. I need a drop. Embarrass them. Thanks.
I'm out of here. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Got one.
Last player standing.
Watch out.
Spike
Coming
planted.
through. Gotta go. Gotta go. I'm over them.
Guys, don't push, just wait them.
Go, go, go. I'm out of here. of these.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
No, hey.
I'm out of here. Pew pew.
One enemy remaining.
I can't use that.
Spike planted.
He come from mid.
My ult is ready.
No radiant
Is it?
Pick something nice to kill them with. I need a drop. Thanks.
Go, go, go.
Reloading.
So far I want to sleep.
Gotta go. Running low. Back up.
You had your fun. My turn.
Planted B.
One enemy remaining. Woo! 30 seconds left.
Drop in a smoke. Right here.
Sorry, this was taken. Every fight is a lesson. I need a gun. Thank you.
Estão disponíveis na nossa aplicação visitas com audioguia para o Jardim dos Heróis. Faça-as gratuitamente através do seu dispositivo pessoal.
But, oh my god. You're like holding.
Go, go, go.
I'm good with Phantom and
You want to play? Let's play.
I'm out of here.
Spike down B.
Almost out. I'm out of here. Gotta go. Go, go, go. I'm out of here.
See nothing.
Enemy spotted B.
One enemy remaining.
Gotta go.
Enemy.
Watch out. This way.
30 seconds left.
Reloading. Made a move. Gotta go.
I'll pick them apart. You clean up whatever's left. I need a gun.
Need a drop. Thank you.
Go, go, go!
All Odin. And I'm so tired, I wanna sleep. Oh my god. What do you mean by VR? Like VR? I don't know. I just play with my laptop. Right here. The PC.
Enemy spotted B.
I'm out of here!
Spike planted.
I'm out of here!
Handle this.
Hey.
Enemy spotted A.
Go, go, go!
I'm right here.
You dafty! Right here! Gotta go!
Defuse.
One enemy remaining.
Good try, idiots.
Match point.
Come on, friends. We're so I'm out of here.
I can
It's
buy
nearly
that.
over.
What do you want? I need a gun. Thank you.
Go, go, go!
I'll cut through.
What do you mean by fiber number?
You chain to 8. He means.
Over there.
Back like I never left! Gotta go! Here we go!
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose!
Running low.
Spike planted.
Take this!
One enemy
Go, go, go.
remaining.
Gotta go! Coming through! I didn't come here to die.
Last player standing.
They're just batteries. And I need a recharge. Need a drop. Need a drop.
I'm out of here.
Thank you, or your thank you both.
I'm out of here.
Spike down
Go,
A.
had your fun. My turn.
One enemy remaining.
Gotta go.
Enemy and attacker spawn. Be grateful I do.
Defenders win. Match found.
Let's go.
Move or get zapped.
Hello.
Match found.
No. I will play Neon. No problem. Hello.
If you want to go.
What?
If you want to play in your own, go play.
Move or get zapped.
Go ahead. I hope this will be a good match. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.
I told you, Chamber, I cannot eat your cooking.
You don't feel the enemy, yet you feel butter. Unbelievable.
Gotta go! I'm out of here! Go, go, go!
Shift.
Shadows travel.
I'm out of here! This way!
No enemy. Be gone. Enemy spike planted. Rain is down.
Out of charges!
Cover going out.
One enemy remaining. Flawless.
I'm out of here!
Expect nothing less.
Reloaded.
Keep it up, hermanos.
Gotta go!
Qu'est-ce que là, le gars?
By any means necessary.
What's his problem?
Got spike.
Gotta go!
Cover going out.
Go, go, go!
All missiles away.
Flash.
Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted. B. Someone's B.
Our spike's down!
I have
Spike down B.
Reloading.
Last player standing. Thrifty.
Remember, stay out of the fire. Super high level tactic. Remember that, yeah?
I'm out of here!
Keep your eye on target. I am going to save.
Shift.
Shadows traveling. Sit down. I got the spike.
Go, go, go!
Target down. My ultimate's ready. Enemy B. Spike planted.
Coming through!
Last player standing.
Take this!
One enemy remaining. Clutch.
You go, girl.
Come on, guys.
Go, go, go! Gotta go!
Reload him. Hey.
I'm out of here.
Locating targets.
Gotta go! Coming through! Go, go, go!
Oh, fuck.
Spike down B.
Enemy spotted. B.
One enemy remaining.
I have the spike. Blinding. Cover going out. Strike at their weak points. If one link breaks, the rest will follow.
Go, go, go! I'm out of here. I'm out of here. There.
Weapons up. Comms open. Shadows traveling. Enemy spotted. A.
Bye-bye.
Reloading.
Gotta go. Go, go, go.
Target down. Enemy spotted.
The hunt begins.
Watch out.
Spike plant.
Not your best.
What are you doing?
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Come on, let's go.
Clutch.
My burden never ends.
Gotta go.
I will rip the light from them. Shadows traveling. I got the spike.
I'm out of here. I'm out of here.
Enemy spotted B. Enemy spotted B. Someone's mid. Die.
Enemies B.
No more.
Take this!
Spike planted.
Last player standing.
I'll outshine all their radiance. They are so dead.
Gotta go! Gotta go!
Guys. Please shift to A.
There.
Chamber, please don't just shift. Phoenix, where are you going?
Enemy spotted A. Cover going out. Shadows traveling.
All missiles away.
Go, go, go!
Spike down A. Last player standing.
Hi! Fight's not over, you know. There!
So let's go from mid.
Lo tenemos, hermanos.
Shadows traveling.
Our spike's down! Go, go, go!
Spike
I got
down
spike.
mid.
The hunt begins.
Enemy spotted. B. Dead and buried.
Thanks, what are you doing? You are fucking dualies. Should go inside and...
Here we go! Will not kill my allies! Die!
30 seconds left.
Someone's B.
Running low. Zapped!
Reloaded.
Shocking! Almost out.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose! 10 seconds left.
Gotta go!
Last player standing.
Spike planted.
man ready for a light show?
I need smoke to us.
I'm out of here.
Cover going out.
I got spike.
One less.
Locating targets.
My ultimate's ready.
All missiles away.
I'm out of here.
Stealing sight.
Go, go, go. This way. Spike planted. Take this.
Enemy spotted.
Thanks. They're coming from me.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
You had your fun. My turn.
Teleport's gone.
One enemy remaining.
Let us see what they have planned for us this time.
Stop calling B. Come with us.
There.
Idiot.
Keep it together. Cover going out.
Go, go, go.
Give in. This is how it ends. Reloading. Stealing sight. Enemy spotted. A. Okay, understand.
Spike down A.
Come on, let's go.
One
Shadows
enemy remaining.
traveling.
I can't
Nice.
see your guy.
GG.
Make peace with yourself before you pull the trigger.
Reload him.
No one else can judge you.
Gotta go.
Reload him.
Get out of my way.
Spike dropped. I got the spike. Enemy spotted B. Embarrassing. Away with you. Spike planted.
One enemy
You're
remaining.
dead.
Flawless.
Reloading. Reloading. I said it. Yeah. Everybody go home.
Last round before the switch.
Spend everything. We keep nothing.
Reload him.
I'm out of here. Go, go, go!
Cloves antics stop now.
The hunt begins.
Cover going out.
Coming through!
Oops, sorry. That was a misclick. Never happened.
Our spike's down!
All missiles away.
Spike down A.
All right. Enemy spotted A.
Last player standing.
Nice strike.
Switching sides.
Gotta go!
You want me serious?
You got it.
Gotta go! I'm out of here!
Vamos.
BB.
Enemy spotted B. Enemy spotted B. Enemy spotted B. Shadows traveling.
Go, go, go!
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Not kill.
Go, go, go!
Spike is B.
Spike's here.
My ballistic setup easy kills. And if they don't, pues, you can't complain if you're dead.
I'm out of here! I'm out of here!
Cloves antics stop now.
Smart move! Watch out!
That's done. Enemy spotted B. Con los guayos.
One enemy remaining.
Go, go, go!
Enemy attacker spawn.
Flawless.
Gotta go!
Get that on camera. Gun here.
Charge and shoot. Easy enough. Gotta go! Go, go, go!
I got you, bruv.
Spike down A.
My ultimate's ready.
Go, go, go!
Spike planted.
I'm out of here.
Enemy A.
One enemy remaining.
Here.
Last player standing. Clutch.
Sorry.
Do what you're here to do, and we won't have a problem.
Gotta go. I'm out of here. Quick feet, quick trigger. Go, go, go!
Someone's at attacker spawn.
Almost out.
Spike planted.
Back up.
Last player standing.
Teleport's ready.
One enemy
Tell me
remaining.
this. That works. This is less than ideal. I'm too far. I'm. Take aim, Zenfire. Let's not complicate it.
Go, go, go! I'm out of here! Move!
Enemy B.
Gotta go!
Oh, you ain't coming back.
You had your fun. My turn.
That's a kill.
No, you don't.
Gotta go!
Spike down B.
You will not kill my allies!
Mid. She's off.
Go away! I'm out of here!
From mid.
Watch out!
Last player standing.
Wiped! My ult's ready! I'm out of here! Out of charges!
They got me.
This is crazy. It feels like we've been doing this forever. Anyone else feel like that? Just me? Okay.
Go, go, go! I'm out of here! Go, go, go!
Kick them out.
Gotta go!
The hunt begins.
Enemy A.
Gotta go!
Enemy A.
Go, go, go!
Someone's in attacker spawn.
I'm out of here.
Put down.
Spike planted.
Take this! Gotta go!
Last player standing.
Fight till the end, no matter what. Gotta go!
Donner kebab, very good.
Watch your step.
I'm out of here!
Someone's mid. Get out of here.
Oh my god. What is this? Maybe I need to go to sleep.
Spike planted.
I don't think so. My ult is ready.
Someone's A.
Blinding.
Too slow.
One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Nice Omen.
Shameful performance. Remember, no one wants to die out here.
They are
But you don't
so
always get
dead.
what you want.
Go, go, go! I'm out of here!
Focus now. Eyes off me.
Get out of my way! Gotta go! Go, go, go!
Hey, hey.
Someone's mid.
Watch out!
Spike down A.
Reloading. Missiles away.
Mid.
This is how it ends.
I'm out of here!
Last player standing.
To your right. Direct to your right.
Spike planted. One enemy
I'll take
remaining.
it.
Oh yeah! Monster on the loose! Match point.
The MVP is mine. Let's do this.
Gotta go!
Who will I spot first?
Hey, hey.
Enemy attacker spawn.
Sorry, bro.
missiles away. Grenade is live.
Watch your eyes! Triple, baby!
Spike down A.
Spike spotted A.
One enemy
You
remaining.
will not kill my ally.
One enemy remaining.
I took care of it.
Reloading. No then, papaja. If you compromise your position, you hand him a free kill.
Reload him.
Don't.
Go, go, go. I'm out of here. Go, go, go. I'm out of here.
The hunt begins.
Enemy B.
Take this.
There they are. Someone's mid. My ult.
Still in sight.
Enemy spotted B.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Oh, it's one omen.
I will take back what is mine.
Does anyone have funds?
Gotta go. Gotta go. Go, go, go. Ah, break's over. I'm out of here.
Maybe B. Smokes on B.
Yeah, it's
Here we go.
All missiles away.
Oh.
You had your fun. My turn.
Reloading.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted B. Adios.
One enemy remaining.
My ultimate is ready.
We good? We good.
This should be simple enough. I flushed them out, you finish them.
Gotta go. Need a drop. Let's go. Go, go, go. I'm out of here.
Go B, go B.
Spike planted.
That was clean. My ultimate is ready. Enemy spotted. B. Reloading.
Last player standing. Attackers win.